got quicker than somebody else.
Okay, how about we split in about 30 seconds? Thank you. You ready, Nate? Born ready. Okay. All right. It's 7:05, so welcome. Let's call the annual meeting of Congregation B'nai Shalom to order. That's the first thing on the agenda. It's supposed to take 2 minutes doing that, but
microphone or something?
you know, that microphone is going out. It's doing nothing in here.
Okay, just speak louder.
If I spoke any louder, then people come closer.
Well, when you shout, we can hear you.
How much closer can you say?
Yeah, okay, I will try to speak louder. Welcome.
Welcome. Hi.
The meeting is called to order, and the first order of business. Rabbi Mark is calling.
Very good. Very clever.
Shalom, everybody. Very happy to join you for the annual meeting this evening. I am out of town, but really happy to give a message and say, amazing, amazing. We are in such a great space as a community, even though the world is pretty challenging in so many ways. I feel so proud of this community and so honored to serve the community now. About to enter my 22nd year as Rabbi B'nai Shalom. Just so filled with gratitude and appreciation for all that people do. I really want to thank and honor the outgoing board members, Michael Ginsberg for his term as president, who's leaving the board, and Ellen and Michelle, both past presidents who are leaving the board, and Diana Blau, and Sam Flaxman, and Dan Glowinski, all of whom are leaving the board. We just really thank you for your dedication and your service, and of course thanking the upcoming board under Alison Schwartz's leadership as president. Just really looking forward to working with you all, and filled with gratitude also for our amazing team, our professional team here at B'nai Shalom. Wonderful, wonderful Executive Director Nate Shapiro, and April, and Jamie, and Chad, and Rob Jacob. Just a great professional team, and really a lovely working environment. So thank you, everybody. You know, there's so much to be excited about. Of course, we're so looking forward to entering a new phase in B'nai's history as we prepare to enter a new building, God willing, within the next year or two. I'm very, very excited about that. And in a couple of days, it's going to be Shavuot. And Shavuot, on Thursday night, we imagine ourselves receiving the Torah at Mount Sinai. And that, the symbolism of receiving the Torah, our tradition says, Kol echad ve'echad lefi kocho. Everyone receives exactly the Torah that they are capable of receiving and that they are able to receive. And we just I really bless everybody that we each receive the Torah that is unique and special to us, a Torah that inspires us with chesed, with loving kindness, a Torah inspires us with deep wisdom, a Torah that gives us a sense of meaning and purpose in this world, and that we recommit ourselves. Shavuot is about recommitting to the covenant, to the Brit. And so as we recommit to the covenant of the Jewish people and of the Torah, we also recommit ourselves to the amazing covenant of B'nai Shalom, of this incredible Kihila Kadosha, this holy, sacred community. That's the theme of Shavuot this year for our community-wide program, is Kihila Kadosha. What makes a holy community? What makes a community holy? All of you make a community holy. The ways in which we show up, the ways in which we give to and to each other, the ways we care for each other. So have a great annual meeting, and Chag Sameach for Shavuot. Hope to see many of you there. And Chazak, Chazak, V'nit Chazek. May we all be strong, and may we be strengthened with and by each other. Thank you.
Must have been 21 years ago or so. And the president, dean, whatever, president is, who was his advisor, is retiring and is being celebrated in Los Angeles tonight. And Mark was asked to come. And he said, yes, please go. Nothing didn't want him here, but it just seemed appropriate for him to go there. I think, Leslie, are you going to give us an update on the new building?
Yeah.
Well, please, come on up.
Okay. Let's see if I can get this right. Oh, there we go. Okay, everybody, we're here again, and we keep going forward. It's a very, very exciting time. We are going to be standing in that building within 2 years. So, this is our year to make it all happen, because in order for us to go inside of it, we have to build it. In order to build it, we have to pay for it. So, why is it that this is our year? Because since we spoke about this at the last board meeting, we've actually finished the site review. It's completed. The City of Boulder approved it, and then the City Planning Board approved it unanimously. And then it could have gone to the City Council, but they decided they didn't need it because they were already okay with it. So now we're in the permitting phase, and the permitting phase is taking the design documents, turning them into technical documents. If anyone's ever built a house or a greenhouse or anything, then you know it's all the exacting details, and then the city approves all of that. And once they approve all of that, you get your building permit, and once you get your building permit, what do we do? Groundbreaking. There we go. So right now, guys, we're planning a groundbreaking party Hanukkah of this year. Woo! So it is now mid-May. Hanukkah is early December. We have 6.5 months or something like that to make all this happen. So then you say, well, how long until we actually get to enjoy the services? Well, the architect and design team would tell you 12 to 14 months. Carly and I and capital campaign want to be a little more fluid. So we're saying 14 to 16 months, but it could be earlier. But either way, we will have a campus opening spring, summer, and then we can decide what kind of major celebration we want to do. We want to do it in the spring, or we want to do it around the Hagim in the fall, in the Rosh Hashanah year. Okay, so thank you for coming. Now it's our time to complete our task. We've raised $13 million today. We have $3 million to close. We've got 82%. It's about 81 something for people doing real math, but we like the number 82. So really, through your remarkable generosity, commitment, through leadership gifts, through foundation gifts, through family pledges, broad community support, in Colorado and outside of Colorado, we've gotten this far, but you know, the last leg is often challenging. So how do we get there? Well, today we've got 65% of our member families who've donated, and 40% of the participants, not dollars but number-wise, represent young families. And we know that this is a multi-generational offering and gathering and requirement, so we need everybody. And so what we're seeking is 100% community participation, and we know that not everyone can give at the same level, but we hope that everyone will give that $18 if that's what you can give, the $180,000 if that's what you can give, and the $1.8 million if that's what you can give. Because 100% will mean a lot to everybody here, and it'll make it that much more meaningful. We're also, for those of you who've already given and you knew this was coming, and for those of you who haven't given but will give, you probably knew this was coming as well, we are asking everyone to up their gift, and if everyone will up their gift by an average of 30%, we can get to $3 million and the total amount. Okay? So, and that's just with dollars, right? So, it's the finish line. We've been going along for a long time, and now we need to get together and make this happen. So that's my ask. Now, you're asking, what are you getting for this $3 million, for this $16 million? Well, I just want to remind you what you're getting. And you're getting a beautiful campus, 2.5 acres across the street, right there. We're gonna be right next door to that milk and honey farm, so there's gonna be lots of fun, good stuff happening up with our neighbor, and a lot of fun, good stuff happening across the street with our other neighbor. And we won't be in the floodplain. So this is a gated entrance. There's been a lot of thought to security and making sure that people can come in and feel safe. That was part of the presentation of planning board meeting, and they were very impressed at how we thought about that, and we're very impressed that we could do it. But then once you get in, you get this really nice entry courtyard. We don't have that quite yet here. And it's a place where you can gather, you can go in, you can go out, and do whatever you want. Wait for your friends, have a cup of coffee. And then we have this community court, which we really don't have. And it's really designed as the central heartbeat of the new building. You can call it our living room. And the really nice thing about this space, besides it being what it is that it really takes you into every entry part of the building. And this group has been very, very sensitized to the needs of all of our community. And so one of the great features is that the floor material in the circulation area will help guide you to where you want to go. And there's all kinds of other details around support, including the roundabout, which caused a little trouble, but makes it easy for you to drop people off and pick people up. Education programming, well, need I say more? We have a great leader who's going to make sure that this thing is filled to the gills with programming and opportunity and excitement. And yes, what more can I say? And we have this wonderful Beit Midrash or community room, whatever we're going to call it. And that's really going to create not only space for the classrooms and for the kids, but also for adult learning. Whether you want to do an alternative service on Saturday or you want to come and take class with Carly or anybody else who wants to offer here. The sanctuary. Well, the sanctuary can hold up to 400 people when we expand it all out, which means that we will be hosting our own services and our own place. And any of you who have kids who are going to have B'nai Mitzvot, well, we get to have them in our home. And marriages and all kinds of simchas. And the nice thing is you can stay inside or you can go outdoors because the door's open, the glass door's open, and you can be outside. So think about that. This is just looking at it from a different angle. Oops, how could I miss the social hall? What did I do? I went too fast. Okay. No longer do you have to say, excuse me, can I get by, when you're enjoying a lovely meal. And really, it's designed with maximum flexibility. So you can have a lovely Shabbat, you can have a lovely wedding reception, you can have a really fun bar bat mitzvah party. And once again, if you want to go outside, the door's open. Oh, and our kitchen. We are going to have the best kitchen, and it's going to be the only kosher kitchen in Boulder, and probably in the whole kind of area. So that's going to be a great opportunity for us to rent space out and make some new revenues. So we're really excited about that dimension of this new space as well. It's gonna, for those who are doing the cooking, you're gonna have some nice space and some nice equipment. So it's gonna make cooking that much easier. And then, well, with 2.5 acres and about 12,000 square feet of building space, do the math, and what kind of backyard do we have? Now, I know you're gonna miss the creek, and that's okay. You can still walk across the street for a while anyway, and come see it. But this is an amazing space with various gardens. There's a really nice area designed for weddings, for concerts, for all kinds of outdoor things where we can sit and gather and be comfortable. But if you do want to sit on the grass, or your kids want to run around because they're bored with any of the great indoor spaces, it's all there for you. So it's pretty nice. So this I just did because I don't know that many people knew about the planning board, but generally people are scared to death of the planning board because the planning board is the one that can kind of say stop and go back. But we didn't get that. We got the exact opposite, and these were just two of the quotes. We have some others, but and you can watch the whole thing if you want. But really, it was amazing to walk out of that space, kind of concerned about what might not be, and walk out and know that we had the full community behind us. Not just the Jewish community, but the entire Boulder community. So, our year, did I convince you? Yes.
How much of the area is fenced? Or 2.5 acres fenced?
Yes, there's a fence in the front there, and there's perimeter fence around.
Okay.
And there'll also be what I call sticky plants, thorny plants, and there's all kinds of boulders, which are naming opportunities, by the way, but they serve dual purpose. They're barriers, and they're also places to sit. And then there's what do you call them, ballasts? So that are in the front. Bollards that are outside here, that are in the front, that make it very hard for a pickup truck or anything to get through.
About how high are the fences? Or the,
Yes, lighting and cameras. Lighting and cameras.
sorry, how high is the fence, more or less?
7 feet, is that right, Jeff?
Yes.
Okay.
7 feet. Any other questions? Okay, yes.
I might as well ask one, today. Are there plans from the board or members to reach out to all the members who have not yet made a contribution and say, it can be $18, but we really, just to really.
Yes.
Check the mailbox this week.
So, yes, in your mailbox this week, we sent a letter to every member with a letter update, also a pledge form, and we're also reaching out to people personally. But yes, we've been doing various communications so that everyone is being touched, and it's our hope that everyone will participate.
And whoever wants to help have those conversations, I would love your help. And I'm happy to talk to you. I'm happy to talk to any of your family members or neighbors, cousins.
Yeah, I mean, Carly and I were talking about today. Everybody knows somebody, and we're all one community here, but we have our cohorts that we're friendly with here and outside here. So if all of you in this room could say to Carly and I, this is my cohort, and I'm happy to go talk to three people in my cohort, because I'm gonna have Shabbat dinner with them anyway, or I take a walk with them on Tuesdays, or whatever it is. That's a much easier ask than for me and Carly, who may or may not know them, although I'm getting to know a lot of people, and it's quite wonderful. But that would be really helpful. And families, same with families, I'm calling out to you, because I don't know all the kids. I know some great kids, and I see great excitement here. But that would be really, really helpful to us. So, because we really want to get over the finish line.
And just a reminder, we're finishing the grandparents campaign, and we're close to the end, but we don't have access to everyone's information for,
Grandparents.
your grandparents. So if you want to share that with us, we would love to reach out to them or have you help us reach out to them.
Yeah, and we are happy, like if let's say it's a grandparent who lives in another state, if you need a one-pager to explain what this is all about, that would be helpful to you to make why it makes sense, we can do that, no problem. We actually are about to launch a dedicated website that is all about the campaign. It's really targeted externally. It's for you to say, hey brother, hey sister, hey friend, hey colleague, hey person that you asked me to support your cause, now here's my cause. It gives them a great narrative around the story of our building and the story of our community. And we'll be releasing that probably next week or two. Anyway, I don't want to take up too much time. Oh, I'm sorry, yes.
Do we have any idea what's gonna happen here once we move across? This building.
The hope is that we will sell this property.
Okay, but we don't have any firm plans yet.
We no. Well, we have we don't have it on the market, if that's what you mean by firm plans. And I think it's really we're waiting for the new board to come in, work with the new board. There was waiting for the timing to know that we were going to move forward and when we were going to break ground, because So I think it's all coming together in by the end of the year. Yes?
So are the funds from the settling of the building part of the budget for the project, or is that just gonna be wonderful operational maybe later?
I love the way you phrase the question. The first,
Repeat it for the people on Livestream.
I can't say it as gracefully. The question was, is the sale of the building going to help support building the new building, or is it gonna be gravy that we can use for the community in terms of operational? And the answer is, we would love it to be gravy. However, the first step is we have to get the 16 million. And that's what I'm saying. If everybody will increase their gift by 30%, then we have gravy.
But it's not part of the project budget that you're counting on.
It may be. I'm saying everyone, so I say but I only represent all of us. I'm, Carly and Ellen and Azah, everyone on the capital campaign committee, we are a subset representative of this community. And so it's really, can we make it so that we raise the 16 million so that we can sell the building as gravy towards an endowment that will help with programming moving forward. The other thing I want to remind us all of, and I forgot to mention, it was in one of my slides, is that we're opening fully solar.
We're opening what?
Fully solar. The entire solar available roof will have solar panels. That is over and above the 16 million. It's been gifted, it's promised, it's known. Okay? So we are, people in the community are doing everything they can to make us who we are, and we're according to this, because of this, we will not, while we're not going for the, what do you call it, for the certification, we will be the equivalent of LEED's gold. I mean, that's amazing. It's not only the solar, it's everything else that the team has put into the building, but so we can do it, and I just want you all to say yes, we can.
Yes, we can.
Thank you, Leslie. The next thing on the agenda is the determination of a quorum. Mr. Secretary, do we have a quorum?
First, my name is Eyal. I'm your secretary. I want to start by saying thanks to all the members here in attendance and at home that have sent in an absentee ballot or rendered their proxy. I'll start again. So again, thanks to the staff for all their organizing and to everybody here in attendance and that has sent in their absentee ballot or their proxy votes. We have 469 voting members and we need 25% of them rounded up for a quorum. That's 118 members. The absentee ballots come to 70 and proxy 30, so that's 100 total, which means we need just another 18 here. And in person, we have 37. 47. Oh, 47. All right. Well, we can keep showing up. So, comfortably a quorum. Very good.
Thank you, Eyal. For those of you who were here last year, you may recall we did not have a quorum. Consequently, we could not adopt the budget or vote on the new board, and we had to do that after the meeting. So happily, we have all that today. It says the next thing on the agenda is the president's report.
Woo! Oh, okay. Is that right?
That's what it says.
Okay.
It says you're coming after me.
Okay.
If you'd like to go before me, you're welcome.
No, I thought because of the quorum I would cut.
Yeah, it's okay. He'll still be here. Okay, so, it's been a busy year. There's been much going on. I think few of us know everything that has gone on, including me. But I thought a quick review of much of what has happened in the past year would be appropriate. And I'm sure it will not hit everything because, frankly, I'm sure there are things going on that I don't know about. But I have a couple of categories. First of all, growth. We are bucking the trends for conservative congregations in the United States. We are now at, are we still at 300? Are we 301 or?
300.
300 membership units, families, some of which are individuals, but 300 membership units. Just by comparison, 1 year ago, on June 30th, 2025, we were at 280.
Wow.
On June 30th, 2024, we were at 235. So that's 28% growth in 2 years, which is phenomenal, especially as I talk to other congregations and say, well, we're down to 60, and well, you know, we've got the other direction. Interestingly, the biggest growth area, would you care to guess what demographic that is? Grandparents. Yes, so but we're, you know, we are growing. Yes, thank you. Thank all the grandparents.
I've got 6 minutes.
The Hebrew school. Hebrew school remains strong. Rav Jacob, you could tell me exactly what number we're in the upper 80s of students currently? 89, that's very upper 80s. And 2 years ago, we were in the 70s. So it's substantial growth, and I keep hearing great things about it. The very successful Madrachim program, which is keeping our B'nai Mitzvah students involved post B'nai Mitzvah. So we're doing wonderfully there. Staffing. At this moment, at least, we are fully staffed.
Yes.
I couldn't have said for as long as I've been here. Our wonderful executive director, Nate, our communications and administrative coordinator, Jamie, our director of facilities and operations, Chad, is not here right now anyway. I want to welcome them all.
April?
And April,
She's been here.
she's not a new hire. She's not a new hire. But my next words were, April, you no longer have to be holding down the office alone. And I hope, I know I'm happy about that. While not quite a hire, I think we all want to, are very pleased to welcome Rachel. Part of our programming. There's been a lot going on in programming, new, expanded, revitalized. Avodat Lev, the alternative Shabbat morning service, and I'm not sure whether that actually started this year or last, but it's in the last 2 years in any case. The Thursday morning Parsha class, which I'm pretty sure is this year. Your My Favorite Prayer, Jacob's My Favorite Prayer program, a revitalized First Friday program, which seems to be more popular than ever. Many new adult education ideas are in the works. If you have an idea, or want to find out about it, talk to Dan Glowinski, who is the head of our adult education committee. New building, I was going to say some words about it, but Leslie, you've done it, so it is moving forward. And my final category is financial. And so, come on, technology. To start, the budget overall, and you've seen the budget in the packet. We've operated in the black for the past several years. We've even had a surplus. If you look carefully at it, dues and fees only account for 50% of our expenditures. If you add in tuition and school fees, you get up to about 64% of total expenditures. So how do we survive? Given that we've got about a $1.2 million budget, 30% of that or 35% of that is, what, $400,000 or so? How do we survive? Growth helps. And the way we've budgeted, we don't assume each year that we are going to grow, and so having more members has certainly helped. Grants, we've had a number of grants. We've had grants for security. We've had the onboard program, which Allison and, is Jesse here? Have been our on board, what do we call you? Fellows. And have participated in that program, but that has given us 2 grants, a small one initially and a fairly large one. I think it was a $100,000 grant, which has helped us in improving technology and fully staffing. We're going to have to replace that grant, which really gets to sort of what is the most important contributor to our financial success. It's the generosity of our members. Whether it's the Aliyah members, other gifts, a very generous, large 3-year gift by an anonymous member, which has been most helpful. If you look at the budget, donations is the 2nd largest income line. And
is this the 3rd year of that 3-year gift?
Yeah. This was the 3rd year, so that 3-year gift is over another 44 days. Yeah. So we've been thinking about how do you replace that. I should tell you, we're looking forward to the future. And obviously, moving into a new building is going to have financial implications. And we've got a group that is developing a 10-year budget for what it's going to look like to operate in our new home. We are looking at building reserves and an endowment, and this gets right back to your question, because in the future, and in fact, Jeff, in your, you were just a fellow in whatever the other program was called, and you came back and told me what percentage of income should come from endowment, which was large. Yeah, you don't have to remember.
No, I remember now.
Yeah, I kept it in mind. It is going to be important, and we are looking at what do we do with some of the extra money we have. And I'll tell you that you don't have a balance sheet here, but we have other than the operating budget, we have close to $1 million in restricted funds, and that's about half of it. Susan, tell me if I'm wrong on that. About half of it is in restricted funds, and the other half is accumulated reserves. We're going to try to put some of that into endowment to begin building that endowment, because we need that endowment income going forward. Compared to many of the shuls that I've talked to over the past 2 years, and I never had so many friends in small shuls in the Southwest, but we're in really good shape, and I'm just so pleased to see that. So I think we've had a pretty good year. We're poised to grow, to do well, and in about 18 months from now to occupy our new building across the street. Okay, well, thank you. Now I'd like to call on Ellen, who is going to present the nominating committee's report.
Okay. Oh, wow. So good evening, everyone. I'm Ellen Court. I am past co-president of Bonet with my colleague, Cass Gottlieb, who is in Israel at the moment. And I am pleased to present the nominating committee report for our annual meeting. With the term limited and term conclusions of Michael Ginsberg, Dan Glowinski, Michelle Goldman, and myself, our committee has worked diligently to nominate. And Sam.
Blackman.
Of course. He's on another line. I'm sorry, Sam. This is the wrong paper. But don't forget Sam. I'm going to acknowledge him later. Our committee has worked diligently to nominate new members and officers to ensure the strong leadership continuity. The committee members of the nominating committee are myself and Cass, and according to the bylaws, Jason Blau, a board member, and Carly Sherwinter, who is a non-board member, but a member of the synagogue. So we met many times to review the needs of our congregation, solicit recommendations, evaluate qualifications, and confirm each nominee's willingness to serve. So here you see the new board members were proposed for a 2-year term. Cass, I'm going alphabetic, well, Jesse David, there he is. Jeff Gonlevy, Joe Israelovitz, who is there on the bottom, okay, Adam Adler, Judy Megabo, Azaz Square. These are the people that need to be nominated. The continuing in the middle of a 2-year term, those of you who want to go into the little, machinations of bylaws, is Katie Schwab. So she doesn't need to be nominated, but she's going to be continuing. So the proposed slate of officers you will see are President Allison Schwartz, Vice President Jason Blau, Treasurer Susan Cohn, Secretary Eyal Soha, immediate past President and New Building Cass Gottlieb, Membership Co-Chair Jesse David, New Building Chair Jeff Gonlevy, Education Chair Joe Israelovitz, at large Adam Adler, Inclusion Chesed Judy Megabo, and Finance FRD Azaz Square. I think I still have some. And here it says the inclusion bylaws, not vote required. So all of them have agreed to serve if elected. Are there any questions on this slate? None? Okay. Well, then can I see? What?
You have to allow for nominations from the floor.
Okay. Let me see. Are there any nominations from the floor? We once had that. Okay, not this time.
3 times.
3
If you want
times.
to follow Robert's rules, you ask 3 times.
I asked 3 times.
If you want to follow Robert's rules.
So it's like conversion. I have to go back and. All right. Are there any nominations from the floor? I've never heard this before. Okay. Again, none. I'll ask one more time. Are there any nominations? No. That being said, what?
Hearing none.
Hearing none. I should have done ChatGPT here and asked them to write up the nominating report. Hearing none, I would propose that the slate of officers, wait, no, I needed to say first that the slate of the board, that's here.
We just vote once.
We only gonna vote once?
You just have to vote on it.
Okay.
You can request a vote on that.
Wait a second.
Ellen,
Yes,
I'd like to make a motion
yes.
that the congregation accepts the slate as the nominating committee has presented.
Thank you.
I second.
Are there any questions or is that what you do first? You ask for questions? Any questions or comments about that? Hearing none. Okay. Then all those in favor? All those opposed? Wow, okay, so the slate passes. Mazel tov to everybody. I want to just say thank you very much to those who have served and who are no longer going to be serving. Myself, Michael Ginsberg, who has been at Dana Yeoman's job as president, Michelle Goldman, Dan Glowinski, and Sam Flaxman.
And then.
And Diana Blau. Bad sheet. I have this good sheet on my. Okay. Thank you very much, everybody.
Thank you, Ellen. So.
Call them up if they're here.
Yeah, so we have a little gift for all the departing members of the board. So we'll show you mine first. It looks just like this for everyone. It says Congregation B'nai Shalom on one side, it says Mensch on the other side, and it looks like it's insulated and you can put something cold or hot in it. So, Diana.
I have to take it out since it's Mensch.
Back there, see him there somewhere, and I can't see him.
No. Sam from the back, but not Sam from the front.
And Michael.
And Michael.
Yeah.
Oh, can you
Yeah, I
guys
think
move
we're
out of
gonna move on because
the PowerPoint?
the light is blinding.
Do a little time. Can you do a little time?
Some strange person here.
All right.
Thank you. Thank you all. I also want to recognize all of the staff and thank the staff. What's it? Do you want to do a picture of the new board?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, so why don't all the new board members please come up here? Stand over there.
Yeah, stand over
We
here,
own the
over
lights
here.
from there.
Stand over there. You'll get the buzzer too. Then I'll get the ass. Pretend you like each other.
Dave's not here. Jason's not here.
Jason's online. He's in spirit.
Well, we're gonna Photoshop Jason. That's Katie.
And I'd just like to recognize all of the staff. Rabbi Mark, who's not here, Rob Jacob, Nate, Jamie, April, Chad. Why don't you guys all stand up and let us all give you a hand?
Thank you, Michael.
Thank you. Okay, the next item of the agenda is the treasurer's report and the vote on the budget. So, Susan?
Oh, okay. How does this work?
Probably you press this way
Okay,
or that way.
that works.
Yeah.
That works.
You know, 50 years in classroom, I learned how to do that.
Sorry, I didn't get that one. I think Michael actually kind of gave the overview of where we are. And we're doing well. We're also, I think, the budget, the overview of the budget is really preparing us for moving into the new building, keeping us on firm financial footing, and at the same time building up programs, membership to prepare to get us ready so that we're a strong congregation, both in terms of finances and in terms of programming when we move to the new building. This slide here shows where expenses, our largest expense, as you can see, is personnel and education, but the reason that's so low is that most of our education expense is actually personnel. It's teachers, administration, teachers, budget clean, and operations is operating the building, administrative, and then programming and fundraising. There's another, which is actually this year we've been reviewing our finances and our balance sheet, and we found some prepaid expenses that actually had been paid. So that's a write-off for stuff that was spent in prior years. Income, as Michael mentioned, dues are our biggest source of income. Donations second. As you can see, there's a bit of a drop here. That's because this is going to be this is year 4 of the 3-year anonymous donation. Education is tuition. We have education donations and donations. This is income from fundraisers and from program revenue, and grants. Grants and income on the reserves that Michael was mentioning that we have. So here's the budget that we're going to ask to approve for next year, and see it's about $1,285,000. It's a little bit higher than it was for this year, and a little bit lower. It'll be also a little bit higher in the projection. This primarily personnel, education. The biggest expense is personnel. Then the next biggest is programming. As we said, we're looking to build up our programming as a congregation to get us ready for our new building. Then operations, education other than teachers, and then administration. Membership. On the income side, you have membership. This is dues and technology and security fee, donations, school tuition, programming and fundraising, and grants. And we're projecting a surplus of not much. Yes, yes, we would not be proposing deficit. But to entertain any questions on the budget, if anyone has any questions?
Do we have a reserve amount, just, for God forbid emergencies?
We have cash balances. We are still working on reserve policy as far as how much to keep as emergency reserves versus how much to look at as endowment. And like I said, we've been running surpluses. This would be our third year in a row that we've
Do any of these figures represent the new building, like
No.
expenses or
No. The new building, all expenditures for capital construction related to the new building, permit, etc., are not in the annual budget. We have a separate new building and development fund that is used to house all the donations for the new building and all the expenditures for it. Yeah.
Why did grants decrease?
Security grants. We've been lucky enough to get a lot of security grants over the last few years, and with the shutdowns and reductions in what's coming out of the Department of Homeland Security, we didn't feel that we could budget any security grants this year. For next year, we will still be trying. We're still keeping our eye out for if they're available, but given that at this time, there's nothing out there, we didn't want to budget for something we couldn't count on being there.
I do want to know that as part of the new building campaign, we did get a $90,000 endowment for security.
Yay.
That goes to operations, and it's not part of the new capital side.
It's already in our pocket.
It's already in our pocket.
Right. Sorry?
I'm just trying to understand, the budget for 25-26 was the original budget, and the projection is our projected actuals by the end of the year?
Yes, this is the budget that was adopted last year
actually after the annual meeting, because we didn't have a quorum. And the projection is based on our actuals as of March 31st, where we expect to come in. And I'll point out one thing that we expect to come in a little bit below budget. We've had some savings because we weren't fully staffed. And on the revenue side, we're actually looking at coming in above budget, because we have had quite a bit of membership growth.
So are you applying the potential reserves at the end of this year towards the 2026-27 budget?
No. So see the total income and total expenditures. The total income is 1284. The total expense is 1284.
I'm talking about the net surplus that you're anticipating at the end of this year.
Right now we are going to be looking at what to do with the net surplus. As I mentioned, the last question, we're looking at whether to put some in reserves, to put some in endowment to be used for kind of help jumpstart endowment for future expenses for the new building. Any more questions?
I see another question, two questions.
Just a quick one. Do you have any kind of deadline that you have to actually make a decision about the reserves?
No.
Okay.
No, right now, I will tell you that all the excess cash that we have, I try to sweep as much as I can into an interest-bearing account. Put it in CDs or money markets, depending upon when I think T-bills, when we're going to need it.
Right.
There was a second hand I saw.
That was Gary.
Yeah, Susan, just a quick one. The dues and fees between projected actual and proposed budget is up about $50,000, as is the tuition fees. They're both up about $50,000. My question is that a shift, an assumption of more members, or is it rate?
They're two different things. One, the membership is that, actually the membership, the dues are based on the membership as of basically now. And we based last year's budget on membership as of then, which was a lot lower. Tuition is a little different story. Over the last 2 years, we've offered early bird tuition that was paid and credited to the year before. This year, we will be offering early bird discounts, but people will register net early, but won't be billed until July. So
it's kind of a one-time.
That's a kind of a one-time drop.
Thank you.
For this year. Bennett?
So what drove the operations expense so much above the budget, and why is it expected to come back down to close to what the budgeted levels were for this year?
Sorry, what was the question?
About the operations expenses.
178 over.
Security.
Hold on, let me see.
Can you repeat the question?
The operations expense, what drove it down, and
what drove it up?
What drove it up
and
and
why
back
is it
down?
expected to come back down?
One-time expenditures for security. We've had some grants, and we're able to invest more in security for this building.
We replaced the.
Okay, so those are treated as operating expenses rather than capital?
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Other questions?
Other questions?
Move adopting this budget?
No.
I'll move for the budget to pass.
Would someone like to second that?
Larry just did. Adam moved it, Larry seconded it. And I guess you call the vote.
Okay. All in favor of adopting the budget as presented, please say aye. Aye. Opposed? Budget is accepted. Thank you, Susan. Nate, it says you're gonna do the executive director's remarks.
Thank you, Michael. Good evening, everybody. I'm going to talk fast because we're a little bit behind my schedule that I created, and I don't like to be wrong. So, first thing, July 1st is coming. That means there's going to be auto renewal of dues. To make the budget work, we're applying a 4% raise in dues. But if that is going to create any hardship, please give us a call. We absolutely do not want finances to get in the way of your relationship with the synagogue. We love having you here. We want to work with you. Please don't hesitate to call me. I love talking to everybody, and I love talking about money. So, so we're in the process of creating a form that'll go out at the beginning of June, where you can see what the 4% is going to look like for you. It's also a good opportunity to make sure we have the right address and the right email and all of that stuff. So when that form comes out, please take a moment to look over it and make sure we got all the information correct. You know, payment plan. Sometimes there's a bit of confusion. I know April answers a lot of phone calls about this. When you set up a recurring payment, it is against a charge that exists. So say you're paying your dues, whatever, $50 a month. Once you pay that off, you know, at the end of June, then the recurring payment stops. So come July 1st, you'll have to go into your SchulCloud account and set that up again for the fiscal year. And if you don't want to do that, call April. She'll take care of you.
We'll also have an opportunity to do that on the form that we send out and elect and set up your payment plan
Correct.
at that time.
All right, so as was mentioned, our dues and tuition cover about 50% of our overhead, so donations are incredibly important. And I want to take a moment to recognize our Aliyah members. Those are members that, above and beyond their dues, contribute in a non-restricted way that we can use for paying the electric bill and all of that kind of stuff. So I want to thank publicly, and please hold your applause to the end of this very extensive list. Meryl Borenstein, Larry Cohn and Robin Evans, Charles Corfield, Lou Diamond, Michael and Lori Dolberg, David and Cheryl Fellows, Howard Flug, Pamela and Robert Friedman, Shirley and Marvin Gang, Michael Ginsberg, Daniel and Leslie Glowinski, Michelle Goldman, Anita Gordon, Cass and Sheldon Gottlieb, Stephanie and Alan Greenberg, Gary and Janet Jacobs, Ellen and Stephen Court, Francine Lavin Weaver, Lois and Jeffrey Linsky, Mark and Linda Lowenstein, Ann Lowy, Beth and Michael Margolis, Judy Megabo, Peter and Beth Ornstein, Jerry and Marilyn Pinsker, Bennett and Karen Robinson, Beth and Leon Rosenshine, Dory Shovitz, Azah and Ron Squarer, Deborah and Curtis Stovall, Sarah Jane and Robert Sturtz, Ed and Julie Victor, Mark and Jackie Wong, Andy Reet, and Alone Yonatan. So please. If you should be on this list and I didn't say your name, please call the office and let me know. And if you're on this list and didn't want me to say your name, I'm sorry, and please call the office and let me know.
If you want to be on the list next year.
And if you want to be on the list, or not be on the list, but, you know, still help us out, give me a call. Just give me a call. Why not? All right. As was mentioned, major sources of our income are our fundraisers, our High Holiday Appeal, and our Mishloach Manot fundraiser around Purim. So please keep that in mind and support us when we ask for that. A new thing we're doing on our form, our membership renewal form, is we're going to put a line. If you want to just get your High Holidays Appeal pledge out of the way on that form, you go ahead and put it in right there, and then when High Holidays comes and Allison makes a beautiful speech asking for money, you can just tune out. And I also want to say, I mean, she's going to have you in there. I want to say from the bottom of my heart that it has been an absolute privilege and honor to serve this special community in this pivotal time in Bonai Shalom's story. I am continually inspired by the dedication of our volunteers. You guys show up. You show up for services, you show up for each other, and you show up for educational programming, and you have created a thriving community, and I'm proud to be a part of it, and I want to thank you for that opportunity. Now, speaking of volunteers, I'd like to update you on some of the work that our committees have been doing over the past year, and I'm quickly going to try and edit based on things that have already been said. As mentioned, membership, as of today, we have 300 member units. As of July 1st, 2025, we had 279 member units, which is a net increase of 8%. Pretty good. Shout out to Jesse David and Joe Nagel for heading up that committee. Our ritual committee, led by Carol Schuker and Rob Sturtz. Just some bullet points here. They work closely with Rabbi to make sure services run smoothly. Oversaw the maintenance of ritual items such as Siddurim, Machzorim, Talitot, and Sifrei Torah. Made sure there was coverage for all the laning and that people who request aliyot for yard sites and other events were accommodated. And they consider questions of a ritual nature that overlap other committee profiles. Update from Adult Ed, led by Dan Glowinski. We had new leadership of that committee with Rob Jacob and Dan. Reinstituted the Parsha of the Week class. Instituted a new program at Kiddush Lunch entitled My Favorite Prayer. And if you're interested in listening to that, talk to Rob Jacob. And then hosted Joan Legant for a discussion of her book, Displaced Persons, which was a finalist for last year's National Jewish Book Award. Chesed, led by Karen Robinson and assisted by Deb Oppenheim. They baked 196 full-size chalot for services in Yom Tov, and that does not include the mini chalot for Shalanu, and that go to our Chesed visits to members. They also set up and supported 14 meal trains for our members, and they delivered approximately 120 random acts of kindness gifts. So pretty great work there. All right. That round of applause also covers Adult Ed and Ritual. All right. Our Inclusion Committee, led by Judy Megabo, they completed a survey of the congregation to assess the community needs. They continue to work with our new building committee to make sure that the new building will be as accommodating as possible. They promote inclusion through programming in February for the Jewish Disability Inclusion and Awareness Month. And they continue to sponsor a monthly chronic health conditions support group. Thank you. And then finally, a little update from our Tikkun Olam committee, which is headed by our very own Beth Ornstein. They fed those in need. They served breakfast on the fourth Sunday of the month and over the Christmas holidays at All Roads, which was formerly the Boulder Shelter for Homelessness. They collected 150 pounds of food and hygiene and household items for the Boulder County AIDS Project. They also take part in the ADL's Kulanu program and help provide and promote community programming relating to anti-Semitism. They represent Congregation Bonei Shalom at the Jewish Community Relations Council. They've been involved with interfaith relations. They're active members of the Colorado Faith Communities United to End Gun Violence and the Interfaith AIDS Coalition of Boulder County, and also participate in the annual Boulder County Crop Hunger Walk to support grassroots hunger fighting development efforts locally and around the world. They're also involved with immigration, helping an Afghani family that has moved to Thornton, and some Sudanese women that have settled here in Boulder. And CBS recently became a congregational partner of the Red Tent Fund, a nonprofit national abortion fund rooted in Jewish values and teaching that affirm the right to abortion for all. And that concludes my report. Thank you very much.
Finance.
Well, with finance, we built the budget and it happened. Security, I didn't get an update from our leader, but we have met several times to just look over what our security plan is and continuing to improve and make sure that people feel safe. You know, one thing that happened over the year, we put in these panic shutdown buttons. We've ran drills at school. We have, don't press it. Don't press it.
No. What happens if we do press it?
If you do press that button, all the doors, the external doors that are on mag locks shut. The authorities get called immediately. You hear a shrill piercing. So please don't touch it unless there's an emergency.
Save your ears.
Save your ears. We tested it. We had drills. We've also been instituting walkie-talkies with our security staff and our regular staff, so we have even better communication those ways. And we ran at least one training in the last 6 months. We had another one planned, but didn't happen. Yeah. So that's, oh, all right, questions, all right. Joe.
Yeah, just since everybody's here, I figured I'd point this out. If you are not familiar with the Boney emergency plan, it's posted at like every exit around. Please take a look. There's one right there. There's one right there. There's one over there.
Every bathroom.
Every bathroom. Please take a look. We know what to do in case of an emergency. There's a lot of people here, so I can see.
Thank you, Joe.
Yep.
That's the kind of guy we want on the board.
Sorry,
Carly.
can you just mention what's on the front of your podium right
Thank
there?
you for bringing that up, Carly. So, you may or may not be aware that yesterday, today, and tomorrow are Colorado Jewish Days of Giving, where Colorado gives in conjunction with a bunch of Jewish organizations, raise a little money. This year, Bonei Shalom is raising money for our new building. So please, on your way out, scan this QR code or open your email inbox, we got it there too, and give generously or not that generously, whatever's in your pocket and heart. And if you do that, if I have your phone number, I'll give you a call and I'll thank you personally. There are some people in this room that experience that. If you don't want to talk to me, that's fine, hang up on me. Anyway, please. Yeah, Jewish Colorado does have a match. That means we get free money, which
Is that the
is
first
awesome.
time they've done that?
Last year they also did.
They did it last year? Last I checked, which was about 4 p.m. today, we were at $2,300 raised. The goal is $18,000, which is $500 for every year that Allison has been alive. And we're selling, so show her some love and donate to our new building. Any other questions or reminders of things I forgot? All right, again, really, thank you so much since being here in August. I've really enjoyed getting to know you, working with you, serving you, and I really appreciate it, so thank you so much.
Thank you, Nate, for a great report. Jason, welcome. I'm just going to warn you, in case you don't know, you're on the screen in front of us, and that's all we can all see.
That's fine. I don't have any slides, although it's a little intimidating to imagine my head at like 8 feet high.
Anyway, welcome. Sorry you couldn't be here.
I'm sorry not to be there as well. Just wanted to take a few minutes.
I said, you're giving the next presentation.
I know, that's what I
Yes.
Go ahead, Jason.
All right. Thanks. Nate's a tough act to follow. Apologies not to be able to be there in person. Wanted to give everyone a few-minute update on the Sulam for Imagineers project that the synagogue has been involved in. So our shul applied for and was accepted into this USCJ-run program to integrate more imagination and creativity into our community. It's being led by Ben Vorspan, a former consultant to Disney who now works with mostly Jewish nonprofits. I want to give a big thanks to Jeff Gonlevy for finding the program, applying for it, helping our synagogue participate. The team is led by Leah Weiss and I. If you have not had the pleasure of being at a meeting facilitated by Leah, I strongly encourage you to change that as quickly as possible. She's amazing. We were joined by a diverse group of congregants and community members, including Rabbi Eva Sachs-Boulder, Sherry Edelstein, Emmett Lowe, David Neinstein, who's actually not a member of Bonet, and Nate Shapiro. My apologies that I can't see who all is there, but a huge yashikov to the whole team. So what this was, we've been meeting monthly and hosting workshops or doing workshops within the team, guided by the USCJ curriculum. And one of the first steps on that was to identify a mission statement for our group. And so we worked on this together and with Ben, the consultant, and where we ended was, at least for now, is that we aim to enhance and elevate Congregation Bonai Shalom so that our community is more Hamish, accessible, and there are diverse avenues for engagement and connection. That's where we started on the mission. We then conducted interviews with community members across ages, levels of observance, involvement, current members, former members, people in the broader Jewish community who never heard of Bonet before, to try to get a sense of what their interests and desires were out of the Jewish community. From there, we brainstormed hundreds of ideas, big and small, and eventually generated a few that we thought were kind of measurable from a success perspective, and so we could learn from what works and what doesn't. So those were to create once-a-month gathering or hangouts in a third space, make it easier for the community to access Bonet as a place for connection, including people who are really kind of on the margins of our Bonet community, increase out-of-building programming, and create a system for tracking program participation and impact so we can learn from what's going on. So that brings us to today. We're going to pursue that mission through various beta tests. The idea is to do many small-scale, low-risk experiments so we can learn from them. They're not going to be perfect. It's just a way to try something new or something that didn't work in the past without committing long-term. We're not going to be doing this on our own. We want to bring everyone here into the process. So on behalf of the whole team, just wanted to invite everyone to keep an eye out and participate in these various experiments. Let us know what's working, how we should evolve. Keep an eye out for other opportunities to bring your voice into it. And because this is all Disney inspired, we are being encouraged to think beyond the standard and incorporate various surprises and unexpected sources of delight into the programming. Our group is still midway on this, and if you know me, you know this is a big stretch for me. So if you have some more out there ideas, please let us know. As an example, our facilitator tossed out yoga during Shabbat dinner is perhaps usefully provocative, and if that didn't feel provocative enough, a Vegas casino-themed Shabbat dinner. So that's you can just imagine stretching your imagination muscles. So if you have ideas aligned with our goal of building a more Hamish, accessible, and diverse avenues for engagement community, we'd love to hear it, especially if they're aligned with the kind of beta test we hope to be starting soon on more gatherings, various spaces, making it easier for the community to access Bonet, out-of-building programming, participation tracking. We'd love to hear it. That's all I've got, and I believe I'm handing it to Rob Jacob for the school report.
Indeed. Thank you.
Okay. All right. Good evening. I'm Rabbi Jacob Chatenover. I'm the Director of Congregational Learning at Bonai Shalom, which means I run the religious school, among many other things. Okay, so I'm not going to read everything that is on these slides, but some things I want to point out. Our enrollment has increased. Since last summer, 16 new member adults, equating to 8 new member family units. 16 new adults became members. They had previously been connected to the school, either they had kids enrolled in the school, and then that led to them becoming members, and 9 new families, 18% of the total. Something I want to point out here, 6 classes had a returning teacher, and teacher retention is a real win. That consistency really matters for the kids and for the families. And a note on the family count, it actually decreased the discrete number of families from 55 to 51, which is a good sign because it means that a larger percentage of families have multiple kids in the school. So our number of kids increased, but the discrete number of families decreased, which means now families are sticking with us and growing with us. More families have more than one child in the school. Okay. Community generosity powers our strategic growth. But can you hear me? Okay. This year, we raised a lot more money than we have, I think, ever before. Year-over-year giving increased significantly. Last year, around 16,000. This year, around 51,000. Let that sink in. Last year, around 16,000. This year, around 51,000. What accounts for that is mainly our sliding scale tuition model, which enabled us not to significantly increase the base tuition, but to ask families that if they can pay at a higher level, our base tuition covers about 75% of actual cost per child. In the coming year, actually about 66% of actual cost per child. And if families can give it at a higher level, we encourage them to, and that was really successful. We also secured some really generous anonymous donations to support training and curriculum excellence and to support expanding our Madrid program. And I really want to thank those donors. You know who you are. Okay. I mean, I could stop for questions, but you'll raise your hand. Okay. Changes we implemented this year. So this year we took our first foray into this very well-regarded research-backed methodology of Hebrew teaching called Onward Hebrew, which has a number of cornerstones. And two of the cornerstone parts of Onward Hebrew are expanding community tefillah, more prayer in Hebrew, and this program called Hebrew Through Movement, which is a research-backed, movement-based language learning module. And so every Sunday, we began with a communal shacharit, all the kids together, and we invited families to stay. And a lot of families joined each week and returned each week. And it was really amazing. I think it's a really good model for kids to see their parents engaged in regular Jewish ritual, wearing talit and tefillin, and trying new things. A lot of them not regular daveners, but still trying, and that's a really important model for our kids. And Hebrew Through Movement, we hired 2 full-time Hebrew specialists who rotated between the classrooms and formed really great relationships with the kids, and the kids had a great time. I'm going to show a video in the next slide. It's very cool. And including, we also have now reestablished a relationship with Jewish Colorado, the Young Emissary program, the Shinshin program. We are now going to get a Young Emissary every year to teach Hebrew, and that is guaranteed. So, and our Shinshin Mayan made really great relationships with the kids and is going to Raman the Rockies and is going to see a lot of the kids there, and that was really great to see over the year as well. Did I break it?
No.
I want to point out 2 things in this video. First, just the sheer joy of those kids running around when Mora Shai said La Roots. And then when one kid kept running after she said La Atzor, he realized, said La Atzor, and then stopped and fell down. So that's just the shortest and most joyous clip I could find of Hebrew Through Movement, but really, there's been a lot of great feedback. I just want to read some of this feedback from parents. Our kids come home each week still reciting the Hebrew that they learned through Hebrew Through Movement. My favorite was when they were singing all the Hebrew names of their body parts all week. Communal tefillah lets us and our kids, 4 and 7, actually go to a service together, because it's hard to get to a service with children. We go as a family most weeks, and they have a favorite prayer. Our kids love Hebrew Through Movement. They quiz me on the words they learned. Community tefillah has been so great to see. The repetition of the prayers each Sunday has my kids singing them throughout the week. I love that they are actually learning, which was very gratifying to see.
Yeah.
Okay, family and special programs, programs that are successful and are continuing to grow. Family Kabbalat Shabbat and Shabbat Shalanu continue to be a draw for new families and offering them a bridge for further engagement in the community. And I really want to point out and lift up Elaine Alterman's leadership in growing Shalanu. It's really flourished under her leadership. And these programs really serve as a new door for a lot of people into the community. Yeah, and here's just some pictures of special things that have happened over the year, including some of our really successful partnerships with other communities, like our Purim at Neve Kodesh, second year in a row. And this is our Lag BaOmer celebration with our fire performer, second year in a row also. Okay. Things we want to do in the next year. Another educational methodology we're trying to incorporate is called pedagogy of partnership. It teaches kids the skills of paired text study, of chavruta, how to listen and articulate, how to challenge and support. Even from a very young age, those skills are applicable, so we want to do more direct text learning. Teen programming, especially post B'nai Mitzvah, is a gap we are actively thinking about. We have a pilot program for our B'nai Mitzvah program this year. We're trying an experiment for kids in their B'nai Mitzvah year, and there's more to come. We have even more ideas for teens. Maybe I'll talk to these Imagineers. And I also just want to say we're also working with the JCC to try to make more connections with the ECC there and bridge with families there. And I also want to say, this is a little bit technical, but it's very exciting for me. We did adopt the Show Cloud school module, which should make registration a lot easier and record keeping a lot better. Okay, join us and spread the word. We have 2 family Kabbalat Shabbat events in the park in June and in August. Shalanu is every other Saturday morning here at 11:15. Religious school enrollment is opened and an early bird discount continues until June 30th, and you'll be billed on July 1st, as we said. And we have some info sessions over the summer, one a general school info session and one for the B'nai Mitzvah class for our pilot program. So if there's people who are even thinking about, maybe I want to explore supplementary religious education for my child, send them to our info sessions, more info to come, or to our Kabbalat Shabbat in the park. And I really want to thank all of our teachers, all of our madrichim, all of our families for trusting us with your children, and the education committee. I want to point out 2 names in the education committee. I want to especially thank Diana Blau, who's stepping off the committee, who really helped me over the past 2 years learn this job and has been an amazing and tireless support to me and to the school and all the teachers and all the families. And I also want to lift up Shoshana Turgel, who's stepping off the committee after 10 years on the committee. Keep in mind, I've been a rabbi for 2 years. She's been on the committee for 10 years. That just blows my mind. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Rob Jacob.
Oh, are there any questions?
Why are you so awesome?
Yeah. So we're now at the moment I've been waiting for. Y'all voted for a new slate and a new president, and I would like to welcome our new president.
I'm a little worried, consider how excited Michael is to hand off the baton. But hello, everybody. I'm Allison Schwartz. If you don't know me, I'm really. I'm hoping that tonight you got a sense of how exciting it is for Bonet right now. We're really growing. We're innovating. The school is growing and innovating. Our new building leadership team has done an amazing, phenomenal job to have anonymous support from the building committee. I mean, you should be excited to be here. I'm excited to be here. I hope that has come across tonight. I know it's the end of a long meeting, but you should be excited. Not only is it an exciting time to be here, it's also really important. I think everybody in this room probably knows how important it is to have strong Jewish community and institutions right now in the world. Just a year ago at our annual meeting, we were still reeling from the June 1st attacks on Pearl Street. And this community did not stay home because they were scared. The community came here immediately, and it was incredible to see. Unfortunately, anti-Semitism hasn't gone away. Just yesterday at my kids' elementary school, I had to go and have a meeting with our school principal because parents were lobbying to get rid of the No Place for Hate program at our school, which is an anti-bullying, anti-hate program, but it's programmed by the ADL. And any organization that has any connection to Israel is like, they really were lobbying against it. So luckily we had a great meeting, but just goes to show that the issue persists, and having really strong, beautiful Jewish community is really, really important. As Dr. Martin Luther King said, the only thing that can drive out darkness is light. The only thing that can drive out hate is love. So we need to keep that in mind. Dr. King also said that only when it's dark can you see the stars. And I think that I have seen that here at Bonet in like strength and care and just beautiful belonging and community in the face of really horrible and rough times. Today I was on a Zoom meeting, like a USCJ synagogue leadership meeting, and I was in a breakout room, and there was a man from Pennsylvania who saw I was from Colorado, and he said, "Oh, what congregation are you from in Colorado?" And I said, "Bonei Shalom," and he said, "Oh, I love that congregation." And it was like so satisfying to hear some stranger on the East Coast tell me, "Oh, yes, I love that shul." And so I just want us all to really recognize that I think we have something really special here. And it's, yes, we have a beautiful setting, and yes, we have an amazing rabbi, and we have an amazing school. Thank you, Rav Jacob. But we have something else that's harder to describe, and I think that it's love. I think that it's love for our community, love for our environment, love for studying Torah. I mean, you should see the numbers of people who are coming to the Torah study program. I mean, it's really love for Tikkun Olam. The things that people love here, they love deeply. And I think that if we can keep focusing on what we love here at Bonet, whether it's like our fantastic kiddushes or like, you know, our amazing classes, and really in like the people remembering their loved ones during yard sites. I mean, there's a lot to love. There's really a lot to love. And I think that that's our strength. So as Nate mentioned, if you're feeling inspired, you should scan the QR code down here. It's my birthday tomorrow. So if you don't know what to get me, you can scan the QR code and say it's for my birthday, and I would appreciate that. I really am looking forward to an amazing next couple of years. It's really, like Nate said, it's a pivotal time in the story of Bonei Shalom, and I hope that you're all as excited as I am. Anytime anybody has ideas or questions or concerns, or you want to give more money to the capital campaign, I would love to have a cup of coffee. I love having a cup of coffee, so like really that's a real invitation.
Or a hike.
Or a hike. I also love a hike. So if you like a hike or a cup of coffee, I would love to do both. So please don't be shy. Come find me. And really I want to thank every single one of you here for making Bonet the amazing place that it is. Speaking of the amazing place that it is, I believe we have a minion, and so is Council here?
Is Carol back there?
Oh, is he there? So I believe, right? Is that what?
Ron, Jacob, are you doing this or?
Yeah.
Can we sing happy birthday to Allison?
Yeah.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Allison. Happy birthday to you.
Carol Shuker ended Shloshim for her brother this morning, and her whole family. I don't know if you know, but there's a custom during Shloshim, during the first 30 days after a relative passes, to collectively learn the entire Mishnah. And her extended family is completed a siyum on the whole Mishnah. And Carol learned the first part of Mishnah Rosh Hashanah. So I just wanted to share one Mishnah from the first chapter of Rosh Hashanah that I thought would be appropriate, and then we will have Mariv together because it's good to pray together, and also that there are people who might want to say Kaddish. Okay, so the first chapter of Mishnah Rosh Hashanah. We can adjourn the meeting first, but I don't think actually I have that power, so someone else has to move to adjourn.
Do I have to adjourn the meeting?
Yeah.
Okay.
Do we have to make a motion?
You have to move to adjourn.
I move to adjourn the meeting.
Second? Second, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay, meeting adjourned.
Okay.
Well done.
In ancient times, to begin a new month, you had to have 2 witnesses who actually saw the first tiny sliver of the new moon. The new moon now refers to an empty moon, but new moon in the ancient world actually referred to the first tiny sliver of a new moon. And then they would go to the Sanhedrin and testify that they saw the moon, and the Sanhedrin would declare it is now the next Jewish month, or yesterday was the first day of the next Jewish month. So the question arose, are people allowed to travel longer than they would normally travel on Shabbat if they're testifying that they saw the new moon? Because it's really important that we start the Jewish months on time. And ultimately they say that you can travel even on Shabbat, and you can do lots of other things even on Shabbat to testify for the new moon. But something happened one year. One year, more than 40 pairs of witnesses, you need 2 kosher witnesses to attest to it, more than 40 pairs of witnesses were traveling to attest that they saw the new moon. The commentators assume that this means they were traveling on Shabbat. The Ikvan Rabbi Akiva belud. And Rabbi Akiva stopped them from traveling. He held them up at Lud. Because he said, well, we only need 1 pair of witnesses. Why should 38 other people break Shabbat? But Shalach lo Rabban Gamliel sent him a message. If you stop the people from participating now, even though we don't necessarily need their testimony, there will be a time when they need them and they'll say, last time I went and I wasn't needed, and so they won't go. And so if you think, this time we were over a quorum, I didn't actually need to be here, next time, you still need to show up. You still need to show up. If you think there's going to be a minyan at Shiva, it's so far away, you still need to show up. And nobody should prevent you from going there. The last time I looked at the meal train, it was totally full. They didn't need me. They do need you. And the halacha is like Rabban Gamliel, that all 40 people are supposed to go, so that in the future, people feel like they're needed and included. Let's daven. Can I have a siddur?
Sure. Page 137.
Page 137. Can I והוא רחום יכפר עוון ולא ישחית, וירבה לשיבה פה ולא ירקו חמתו, אדוני הושיע מלכנו ביום קראנו. Please rise. ברכו את אדוני המבורך. Adonai Mevorach Leolam Va'ed Baruch Adonai Melech Haolam. You can sit. Asher Bidvaru Maravi Varavi Mat Asher El Chai V'Kayam Tamid Yimloch Aleinu Leolam Va'ed Baruch Ata Adonai Ha'Ma'ariv Ha'Ravim. Avat Olam Beit Yisrael Machahav Abraham. ואהבת אחיו תסיר ממנו לעולמים, ברוך אתה אדוני אוהב עמו ישראל. Page 138. שמע ישראל אדוני אלוהינו ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודיך, והיו הדברים האלה אשר אני מצווך היום על לבביך, ושיננתם לבניך ודיברת בם, ושיבתך בביתך ולכתך בדרך, ושמך ותחומך, ושרתם לאור עיניך, והיו לתודתו בעיניך, ובטחתם על שדותיך ובישעריך. Middle of page 139. Adonai Elohechem Emet. Malchuto v'ratzon kibulu aleihem Moshe v'nei Yisrael achanu shira v'simcha rabba v'yamru kulam Yichamucha v'yimahana yikamu v'nedar b'kodesh Rati lo t'sefer levachotecha rubanecha Bokei ayam lifnei Moshe ze'eli anu v'yamru Adonai imloch le'olam V'ne'amar kifad Adonai Yaakov ugalo miyad chazak mimenu baruch atah Adonai Ka'al Yisrael. Top of 140. Ushmor tzeiteinu v'oeinu l'chaim u'l'shalom me'ata v'yad olam baruch atah Adonai shomer mo Yisrael lamad. Amen. In the top middle of page 141, which will lead into the Chatzi Kaddish, which will lead into our private Amidah. המלכות שלך היא עולמנה תמלוך בכבוד, כי אין לנו מלך אלא אתה, ברוך אתה אדוני המלך בכבודו, תמיד ימלוך עלינו לעולם ועד ועל כל מעשיו. יתגדל ויתקדש שמי רבי. למד ירקרתי והמליך מלכותי וחייכון וביומכון וחיי בכל בית ישראל ועגלה בזמן קריב אמרו אמן. שמי רבא מברך ועליו ומעלמיה יתברך וישתבח ויתברך ויתרומם ויתנשא ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתהלל שמי ליכוד שבריהו לעילה מכל ברכתה ושירתה תושבחתה ונחמתה אמירן בעלמה ויאמרו אמן. If you're still in your private space of prayer, please stay there as long as you need. Full Kaddish is on page 149. David Kadash Shemei Rabbi, Yamadi Rakirute Velit, Malkute V'chayechonu V'yomechonu V'chayechonu Beit Yisrael, Ba'angala V'zman Karim V'imiru Amen. Shmei Rabbi V'barach V'lam L'mayah. Yitbarach V'ishtabach V'yitbar V'yiterman V'yitnaseh V'yitadar V'yitaleh V'yitala Shemei Dekut Shabrichu Le'ela Mikol Birchata V'shirata V'shbechata V'nechmata Adam Miran V'elma V'imiru Amen. Yitabal Tzlaton V'alton D'cho Yisrael V'dam Avon V'yishmaya V'imiru Amen. Yehi Shlama Rabbi Min Shemaya V'chayim Alinu V'kol Yisrael V'imiru Amen. Oseh Shalom Imram Lavu Yaseh Shalom Alinu V'kol Yisrael V'imiru Amen. Alinu is on page 150. Alinu B'Shemaya. המלכות שלך היא לעולמי תמלוך ותעבוד ככתוב בתורתך אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד ונאמר היה אדוני ומלך על כל הארץ ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד ושמו Mourner's Kaddish is on page 151. Gadal v'kadash shemei rabah ve'alad yizrach kirutei ve'amlich malchutei v'chayechon v'yomechon v'chayei techol beit Yisrael v'adala v'zman kariv v'imru amen. Yehei shmei rabah mevarach le'olam na'almei hamayah Barach v'yishtabach v'yita'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh v'yithadar v'yit'aleh v'yit'halal shemei dekutcha v'richu le'ela mikol birchata v'shirata v'shbechata v'nechemata v'amiran v'alma v'imru amen. Yehei shlama rabba min shemaya v'chayim alinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Oseh shalom v'imromav hu ya'aseh shalom alinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru. It's time to count the Omer.
Like 2 minutes ago, time to count the Omer. Just happens. הנני מוכן ומזומן לקיים מצוות עשה של ספירת העומר כמו שכתוב בתורה, וספרתם לכם ממחרת השבת מיום אביכם את עומר תנופה, 7 שבתות תמימות תהיינה, עד ממחרת השבת השביעית תספרו 50 יום. נקרב מנחה חדשה למועד. ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם אשר קידשנו במצוותיו וציוונו על ספירת העומר. היום 49 יום שהם 7 שבועות לעומר. היום 48 יום שהם 6 שבועות ו6 ימים לעומר. Today is 48 days to the Omer. They are 6 weeks and 6 days.
Almost there.
Almost there. I just want to quick, there is I think refreshments downstairs, but quick plug for our Shavuot programming. If you think I'm not a person who stays up late, I can't learn late into the evening. My ask from you as the acting rabbi is stay up learning Torah a half hour longer than you would have otherwise. And then on any other night when you're up learning Torah, stay up learning Torah a half hour longer. That is my ask. And then it's going to be a great program. I'm really excited, especially about the panel from 7 to 8. But we have a really diverse slate of teachers. Every year we're trying to get more people involved in teaching. Minton and Jenna are teaching. Other people, lots of other people. Becca is teaching. It's going to be awesome. Just one word about the panel. The focus this year is what creates holy community, how we care for each other. The first half of the panel is clergy and professional leaders. The second half of the panel is the volunteer leaders from each community who organize care efforts. So I'm really excited about that, and I will see you all there as we prepare to receive the Torah.
7 o'clock.
The panel is at 7. There's early sessions at 6, and Rabbi Eva Saxbold, their program starts at 5:30. So family programming starting at 5:30, but panel at 7 to 8, and then breakout sessions every hour.
Wait, are you not the secretary?
No, I still am.
Okay.
But she was asking, am I counting you because I'm the secretary?
Hi, how are you? Well, like a donor advised fund?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was going on there today and I was playing with it, and there is including the amount you want to give and then how you want to pay, there's a donor advised fund thing. I've never done it myself, so I don't know how it works, but I think it's.
Because I was going to write to you and say, okay, have something coming during July, but if I send you the form that says pay it in July.
So let me ask a favor.
Okay.
If you go on there, and then you go through and do the donor advised fund, you know, I imagine since they have that in there, it will work. But I don't know the specifics of like the mechanics.
Just say
Yeah, sure. Thank you.
I appreciate it, really do. I want to know what the refreshments are. I heard there were refreshments. Are there refreshments? Yeah.
I actually just changed the name.
Well done.
Yes. Thank you.
I'm gonna tell you. If she's here, I'm gonna tell her tonight.
It's not, I don't have a lot of vegetarian.
All right, I'm going to make it, that is my number one tip.
Yeah, it's a bit.
That and I'm gonna give, I'm gonna do a birthday gift for.
I mean, if I had known this all along, I would have gone.
That was a nice, the way she did it.
Yeah, she did it.
She did it very sweetly,
But,
you did very kind, very good, very good. So we're gonna, I don't know, so we are gonna get it. So at some point we'll, that's how it's going to be, the timing of the okay, then never mind. Oh, okay, then we don't need a place home, because it'll all be all paid up. That's all good news.
Yes, that's certainly true. I project my family travel glory.
But this amazing guitar player takes a guitar away, and I see in Irish 3,000. Yeah. And in the bathroom, 3,000. And then they didn't erase it at the top. So, you know, why, right? They're supporting science, unlike the United States. That's it, right? That's the problem. Yeah. That's why it's there. And there are a couple of the same things. Well, you know the Russian expression? Rot starts fish. Rot starts head. Right? That was right. Oh yeah, very impressive, for sure. Yes. There's a lot of gimmicks. Good gimmicks. It's better there than here. They did it better than here more than most of them. The first traffic to your stuff, giant truck full of questions with the very crowded in the model. So that keeps the place active. Well, but you know, Guinness was pushing for a while because it's much lighter than whiskey. Guinness is actually relatively low alcohol as beer as well. And yeah, and so and then compared to Irish whiskey, practically being on the way.
Last time I was in Ireland, I learned namely, Ireland has the highest consumption of beer in the world. It also has the highest percentage of people. At the same time. But people don't try. People don't try to buy. Maybe that's alcohol. I think it's probably harder stuff.
Almost zero carbs. Dry cider. If you cider it, you're just eating sugar.
Speaking in a very calm voice, which is what pilots do.